Hello and welcome, this is Melsgunner, and we're back with some more Wargame Airland Battle, and we had our first battle in the last video, and we were successful, and now we have a follow-up battle. Another unit has come into the same map, and we're going to be attacking this Polish mechanized regiment. Because their morale is so low, we only need 750 points this time to achieve victory, but because our initiative is so low, we are not going to have that many starting points, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem for us for this battle. Whereas they're going to have a lot more starting points than we will. So we're going to have to hold out. But fortunately for me, I get to take advantage of all of the zones we were able to capture in the last battle, as well as a new one. Because we came from Copenhagen, we get to start with that deployment direction. So we now have two. The enemy only has one. They do start with some zones, and I do suspect that the enemy is going to put a lot of stuff here in Gulf, because they're going to try and probably capture Copenhagen. So we're going to need to do as much as we can to try and hold them here. I don't have a lot of deployment points, though, so it might be tough. What I would like to do, though, is see if we can... Well, if we think the fighting is going to happen here, I'm just going to be a little cheeky and put a forward operating base right in behind. Can we get rid of the forward operating base? Get points back? We can. Interesting. That might actually be the better call. I mean, it would hurt us because we don't have a forward operating base to rearm with. I'm not sure that's the right course. But if you're in fighting, though, you can't really rearm. So I think getting the most points we can is probably going to be more to our advantage. So in this case, I'm going to put this guy here. I'm going to try and put out as many of these as I can to maintain control over the zones that we already have so that we can get more reinforcements quickly. Okay, so let's take a look at our units here. So same stuff logistics-wise. Recon looks about the same. There might be some slight differences here. I'm noticing we don't have helicopters this time. Tanks are different. We have Centurion tanks now, which are cheaper. These are older tanks, so they don't have as good of armor there, but they are cheaper, though. Which will help us in some regards. We have infantry, which seems to be the strength of this unit. We have quite a bit of infantry. Tanks, we have a fair number, not as much as we did in the previous unit. This unit might not be as big as the previous one. Looks like we have the same support units, although we don't have as much long-range artillery and more mortars this time. Okay, we have the same vehicles here. And our air power looks the same, although the distribution might be slightly different as well. Okay, so we're pretty familiar with this Danish unit then, at least what we have available to us. Infantry is going to be the most cost-effective way of... Oh, wow, these guys are cheap. What is the weapons they have? They have a submachine gun, which is probably not that great, but the bazookas here, they have the same range as the anti-tank weapons we have here. How different is the effectiveness? So accuracy is the same. A little bit less AP, but if it's against T-55s, that might not actually matter. Might be good enough. All right, so that's worth a thought. For now, I think I'm going to put a couple platoons. We had some pretty heavy fighting here, so I'm going to put one there. We'll put another one here, and then I'll put a couple of these guys in here. Just as a little bit extra. And that'll have to do for now, because I think most of the fighting, at least most of the threat, is going to be from this Gulf. If they keep it, they have to put out the logistics units to keep it. If they don't, I mean, they could still deploy units there. So it's still a possible threat. I think what we might want to do here is just put a ton of units in this forest here and here. These are going to be infantry units. So... unfortunately, our anti-tank units are fairly expensive, and I want to deploy as much as I can here as far as infantry goes. So I'm going to go ahead with a unit here. I might even put some of these lighter units. So I have to defend over here. So what I'll do is I'll put one unit there, one unit there. Doesn't leave me a lot of points left over, but we're going to try and saturate this woods with a bunch of infantry here. I'm not going to bother with anti-air, even though it might be a good idea. Although, you know, to be totally honest with you, we probably might want to do that. Okay, well, that looks like it. as far as what I can use to defend here. This is probably a really bad idea that I'm putting so much emphasis over here. But if they hold, they may be able to inflict enough victory point casualties to the enemy to matter. Because we have a deployment zone here, we'll be able to reinforce. So this might be where we do a lot of the fighting, is right here. The other areas maybe won't get much attention. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the battle. And the first thing I'm going to do is immediately unload these guys, which was needed for sure. Let's go ahead and back these guys up so they don't get hammered. So I was right. Okay, let's go ahead and unload here. We do have units coming in. We're going to get the trucks out of there if we can. Do the same thing over here, unload. We'll get the trucks out of there. I know I'm not paying attention to where the most of the fighting is happening right now, but we're just going to have to make do for right now. We are going to need to wait for things anyway. I think we did inflict pretty heavy casualties there. Although we took heavy casualties as well. Matter of fact, let's regroup. Have these two guys go together. Back up a little bit here. Alright, let's see if we can get some air power going. I'm gonna nail this guy, as it is anti-air. Let's see if we can get another guy coming out, and we're gonna nail, where is he? This guy. We do have some air power incoming. Just ignore it. We might lose one of these starfighters, but we did manage to drop the bombs. That did knock out the anti-air. Let's see if we can get more bomb drops here. Starfighter got out too, so very effective. Okay, landed. Looks like the Starfighter got out, so I think we just knocked out their anti-air. They have air power coming in. I'm not going to try and defend it though, just yet. Although, at this point, maybe a good idea. Let's see if we can knock that guy out. Although he's probably going to evacuate. Yeah, he just evacuated. Let's evacuate so they don't get their own air power in here and annihilate me. Let's get our infantry coming. One thing I could do is I could get tanks in here. And we'll put them right up here. Okay, and then we're going to get some infantry in here. Put them in here. Next line of defense. These guys are probably not going to hold out long. See if you can get these vehicles in here to knock these guys out. Back this infantry up. It's out of ammo, so it's not going to do me much good. Once we get those starfighters back, we'll be able to hit them with bombs. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get another one here. And let's see if we can hit these guys with bombs. I'm going to wait. Oh, here we go. We got an opportunity. I have to keep an eye on that, though, so that their anti-air doesn't come in and get me. Here we go. Come on, get them. Nope. All right, let's evac. Okay, back. You guys need to not take the road. So far, our strategy has actually worked. I want you guys to stop so you can get more accurate fire, maybe. Okay, starfighters in. Let's hit them with the air. Might knock them out before the bombs land, but that's okay if we do. Grab you in case that happens. Okay, here comes the bombs. Fortunately, with bombers, they evacuate the second they drop. So, okay, so that worked. Go ahead and unload. We're going to get hit with more anti-air here. Let's see. I don't know if I can react fast enough because they're going to drop their bombs and evacuate immediately. So let's just evacuate. There's no point. It's going to take too much time. We can get more air in here. To be totally honest with you, the air is being very effective because they don't have anti-air defenses. They do have artillery pounding me right now. This is probably a good time to get our infantry a little bit. Okay, we've got this fighter here. Let's try and knock him out. Oh, no, actually, no. This is a fighter here. I don't know if we lost that F-16. Okay, let's evac. Managed to strike, but nothing effective. Let's get our tanks up here. We'll get them along this line. Okay, so we're waiting for the starfighters to rearm, repair, that kind of stuff. Let's see if we can get our vehicles in here to help out. We only have one infantry left here. Not sure I like that helicopter. See if we can come in here and start knocking these guys out. Okay. Fortunately, that helicopter's striking me. Let's hit this guy. We've got 500 victory points so far. I just need to get fighters in here. You know what? Let's grab some Drakens. Take out these helicopters. We're going to want to disengage with them as soon as they strike the helicopters. Alright, well that didn't work, but we tried. Back here. We might have some fighters come in and hit us before we get out. Okay, let's hit again with our bombs. So our air power is being pretty effective here. We need to get anti-air in here because we're getting chewed up. Okay, let's go ahead and unload these guys. Okay, we've got our Drakens back. Let's go ahead and hit this helicopter if we can. Oh, our tank's getting chewed up here. Get our starfighter in there. Okay, a vac. Okay, we managed to get enough points. So we just won. So this was a little bit more of a clear victory here. We got 790 points to their 278. So I was able to mitigate that. Now, I sacrificed infantry quite a bit there, but the infantry's cheap. The stuff that they were losing was very expensive. We managed to maintain our air power. I don't think we lost any planes in that engagement. Because we had a deployment zone right near where the fighting was happening, we were able to hit them with our bombers over and over again and just get them out of there. And once we got their anti-air killed, we were able to just hit them and hit them and hit them. And that's how you can use air power effectively. Once you get the anti-air out of there, they don't have a lot they can do against you, and you can just hit them over and over and over again with bombs, and air power can be very effective. Now, we were getting some air power against us because I wasn't able to afford anti-air defenses, so our infantry did get chewed up pretty badly by that, but we were able to hold out, and we were able to get the victory. So there we go. And this should destroy this unit. I would be very surprised if we didn't. For some reason, it didn't before. But there we go, destroyed. And because we destroyed a unit, 30 morale points. So that's gotten us closer to winning this campaign. So we can go ahead and hit OK now. And it looks like we have another fight here on our hands. Why do we have another fight on our hands? This is the same mechanized... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I misread it. So we've got... This is the result of the victory. So we get 3 morale points for destroying that unit. So we're now up to 7 morale with this unit. So that's why fighting with these guys was actually really good. Now we have no initiative, so we're going to have to work on that. But we also destroyed the unit. Good. I forgot that you have the summary happen right after. Okay. And we have something else going on. So we have anti-war demonstrations. Now, this might be a random event. It may be scripted. I don't know. I haven't gone this far into the campaign, but we do have something going on here. The French Communist Party is organizing some anti-war demonstrations in the main cities in the country. Be prepared for some incidents. It just says, okay, they're okay. There's no results of that, but now I'm aware that that's a thing that's going on. So that may affect our ability here. We might lose some of our special abilities, or it might be a scripted event, and we might have to pull units to deal with it. That sometimes happens, so we have to be ready for that. Okay, so we have the day going through, counteroffensive toward Hamburg. The beleaguered West German garrison of Hamburg has repelled all the Soviet assault for a whole week. North AG is launching a counteroffensive to relieve it. Okay, so that's just more news events. Okay, so let's take a look at the campaign map real quick here to see what happened. So they managed to capture Sons of All. So if I had done the other option, which was to deploy in Sons of All, I would have been attacked, and I would have had, I believe, a 3 morale unit, a reservist unit to fight whatever they put in here. And I don't know what they put in here because I don't have recon here. So that's something to keep in mind. Because I have most of the political point or political power spots or resources, I got 23 political power here. Now, it's technically not a lot, as you may see here with our deployments, how much some things cost. Like this guy here costs 40 points to deploy. It's pretty expensive. Now, this guy here only costs 10. So I can get this guy on the cheap right now. Now, I don't have more units come in until day 2. So we could save up for that. The cheapest unit here would be this commando brigade or this French parachute brigade or airborne brigade. So either of these would be available if I saved points. Or if I don't use, for example, I know that I got an income of 23 because I spent all my points last turn. So what I could do is I could deploy this unit, which only cost me 10. And then I would have 13 left over, and then I would get another 23, as long as I don't lose more points, which I may do here in the near future, although neither of these are worth anything, and these are the only areas that they can currently attack. I can pin these guys down with more commando raids if I really want to. So it's up to me what I want to do. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. As I said, the scope of this campaign is I'm going to do a battle per video. So that's where we're going to wrap things up. So I'll do my campaign turn in the next episode, along with the first battle that happens as a result. We may not have a battle. We'll have to see. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.